Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fined a whopping 75 grand by NASCAR officials after that brawl over the weekend that many of you have probably already seen between Stenhouse Jr. and none other than Kyle Busch. Now, what's interesting here is Kyle Busch was not fined as a part of this brawl, which the fine in general is something that's very controversial with the NASCAR fans currently. Incidentally, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s father was also suspended indefinitely. He was suspended indefinitely while Stenhouse Jr. was just fined, but he has got that indefinite suspension from NASCAR officials. A lot of fans are taking issue at this. Let's take a look first at the brawl itself, and then also some interesting comments made as well by some other folks associated with NASCAR. But first, let's take a look at that original footage. So first of all, I just want to point out here, you've got Kyle Busch, who is approaching Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He is bringing the confrontation to him initially, and then you'll see just where the daggone chaos unfolds in this crazy situation. Here he is. He's approaching. And now look at Stenhouse's look in his face. This is so heated. Okay, look at that. This man is seeing red. Look at that face. He's pissed right off the jump. That's how competitive this sport is, where this is a heated confrontation immediately. There's no one in between them, and you see these kind of scenes all the time, and it's typically just some back and forth trash talk. But it breaks bad pretty fast here. Take a look. Look at the eyes, man. Look at the eyes. The eyes tell the story. See that? He's heated. He's pissed. This is very competitive. And then you've got, I don't know who that is, but you've got a photographer there. You've got the whole squad around. And I don't think anyone could have predicted that this would have happened. You've got like some team members maybe in the back. I don't know if they're with him, but you got a whole crew gathering around really quickly. All these cameras, probably 15 cameras. He goes, go back and watch it, and then he throws that punch. See it again. You can tell Stenhouse Jr. is pissed. Ooh. Kyle Busch is like, I don't know anything about it. I don't know, but look how mad Stenhouse Jr. is. Dude was pissed. Go back and watch it. Now look, just, oh my God, I hate to laugh at that, but oh, he hit him with the right hook, dude. Oh, now from there, full-blown pandemonium goes off. Kyle Busch didn't get nothing in. Let's see, maybe he's got it. All right. They're quickly separated. So, I mean, you see Kyle Busch. Now I wonder, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s father was indefinitely suspended. I don't know who this is. I'm trying to see. So they're like trying to break this up, but I mean, Kyle Busch didn't do nothing. He didn't get nothing in. Maybe that's why he didn't get fined. I mean, I can see why he didn't get fined, but he also is the one who initially approached. You got a mosh pit breaking out here, y'all. You got a mosh pit. All right, so now that we've seen this whole crazy brawl, let's take a look at what NASCAR officials are saying about this that really has so many people in the NASCAR community upset by this, and because of the fact really that it appeared like NASCAR was like hamming it up online, and for sure NASCAR benefits from this, and I don't know. I'm assuming 75 grand for maybe Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is not going to break the bank with him, but it is a significant fine for this, and I think you could have fined Kyle Busch less, but I think this is something that's not perfect, but at the end of the day, it wasn't even that bad of a fight. It really wasn't. It wasn't even that bad of a brawl. So, I mean, I could see if it was like an ugly brawl, but he threw a punch, and I'm not saying that's right, but this is sports, man. This happens in football. This happens in hockey. This happens everywhere. It's just, when you have you could see how mad Stenhouse Jr. was, because this is a competitor. These are guys competing at the absolute highest level. So we don't know, but let's just take a look at what NASCAR is saying about this whole bizarre situation. So check this out. This is from the Associated Press. It says Stenhouse fined $75,000 by NASCAR. Busch avoids penalty for post-All-Star race fight. And again, a lot of people are wondering whether or not he should have been fined for this as well. Let's continue. It says, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fined a whopping $75,000 by NASCAR for fighting with Kyle Busch after the All-Star race at Speedway. Stenhouse's father, who joined the brawl, was suspended indefinitely. I think they particularly take issues with non-drivers participating in these fights. This is the largest fine ever handed down by NASCAR for fighting, and it was also probably some of the most promotion they've also received in recent years. Busch was not penalized for his action in the Sunday night race. And again, Busch didn't really get to land anything, but he also kind of showed up. As you can see, the two tangled on the first lap, and then Busch seemed to deliberately wreck Stenhouse on the second lap. Stenhouse parked his damaged Chevy in Busch's pit stall and aggressively climbed the spotter's ladder and exchanged words with members of Busch's crew. It says Stenhouse then stormed to his hauler, leaving his car to be towed to the pits. He also foreshadowed that he'd be back after the race to confront Busch. The two did exchange brief words before Stenhouse, wearing shorts and a t-shirt, landed a right hook on Busch, and a melee broke out involving members of both teams. Stenhouse's dad, who has no affiliation with the team, then went after Busch, throwing punches. So, I mean, he was suspended indefinitely. He's not affiliated with the team, but it's also the guy's dad, and he's just not going to stand there and let his son fight by himself. It's just not possible. NASCAR Wednesdays also suspended Stenhouse mechanic for 8 races and engine tuner Keith Matthews for 4 races. Stenhouse in the fight vowed to wreck Busch this Saturday during the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Bring it. I suck as bad as you. Implying that both drivers are not having great seasons. It's a hilarious response there from Kyle Busch. You know, that's pretty funny, I must admit. Neither drivers won a race this season. Busch is 13-point standings and 13th in point standings, and Stenhouse is 26th. Busch's car owner isn't taking the threat from Stenhouse lightly. However, Richard Childress vowed to fight Stenhouse himself if he goes near Busch's car at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And let's take a look at what old Richard Childress, who has been involved in NASCAR for years, he said, man, I might be older, but I'm ready to throw some hands. He says something like that. Let's take a look at what he had to say about all this.
Yeah, I mean, I would have jumped right in the middle of it.
And done what?
Well, I would have started fighting. I don't fight as fair as I used to. I'm a little older. But Ricky Stenhouse said that he was going to wreck the 8 car at Charlotte. Well, when I see him, I'm going to tell him if he does, I'm older, but I've just changed my style of fight. He'll carry a rough ass beating.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean, I would have jumped right in the middle of it.
Dang, dude. I mean, if you're not watching NASCAR, I mean, NASCAR is having a bit of a resurgence right now. It's getting lit out here. You got team owners threatening to throw hands. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this from NASCAR in a long time, dude. NASCAR needs to ham this up. Let's get some UFC and WWE style stuff going on. Nobody get hurt, but a little tussle every now and then. That was just kind of a tussle. And I'm not so sure that he needed to be fined $75,000 for that. Maybe they should have given these guys a bonus for the attention they brought to the sport. I understand it, all kidding aside. I understand it. But, I mean, they should kind of be thanking Stenhouse and Busch for that spectacle this created. So I'm really curious to hear what y'all think about this situation down in the comments. Do you agree with the fine? Do you think that there should be some grace for people if they get into a little brawl after a very heated race? I mean, it seems like NASCAR was hyping this up a lot. I don't know. Let me know what you all think in the comments. And as always, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button for the latest news and updates right here from CountryCast.